Welcome back to another video. This is your second stimulus check update and stimulus package update. Now, there's a lot that we need to go over in today's video. First off, this morning there was a jobs report that was for June that was released, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to address what Trump said regarding the second stimulus check, which is great news. So we got a lot of good news in today's update. I have multiple pages of notes here that I want to go over just so that you guys can have the most up-to-date information. So, excuse my voice, getting a little bit of cold, but it's okay. Now, here's what we need to know, okay, regarding the second stimulus check. First off, Donald Trump, President Trump wants a second stimulus check. And he's also stated this, which is great news. This is great news, right? So in an interview that he did the other day, he was asked, does he support a second stimulus check to the American people? And Donald Trump stated this: I do, but it has to be done properly. I support a larger number than the Democrats, but it has to be done properly. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean to you and I? Well, here's what it means. The Democrats want a $1,200 one-time payment to the American people, which is great, but like you and I have both stated multiple times, $1,200 is just not enough. So, what does that mean when he says he wants a larger number? Is it $1,500? Is it $2,000? Is it larger than that? Is it a monthly payment? What is it? Well, as of right now, we just don't know. But Donald Trump did state that over the next couple of weeks, that we will have more clarity, we'll have more clarification as to what he expects in the next stimulus package, and that includes the second stimulus check. Now, doing my research and trying to figure out, could we possibly see a recurring payment? I have a tough feeling that it is going to be a no. It will be a one-time payment. If the payment's going to be more generous, I think it's going to be probably closer to $2,000, a one-time payment to every single American. So $2,000 is much better than $1,200. However, we're not Canada. We're not going to see $2,000 recurring. So just be aware of that. Now, he did say he wants money to the American people more quickly and in a non-complicated manner. So this means when he stated non-complicated manner, he does not want it to be $1,200 to certain people, $500 to others, and so on and so forth. Okay, so because that, it's probably be a flat rate for every single person. He also said, and this is a quote from Trump, he also said a surging stock market is good for his campaign. So what this means and what happened after the first stimulus check payment, a lot of people received it, they invested it into the stock market, which shot the stock market back up. So what he's saying is a surging stock market actually helps his campaign. So what he's really saying is more stimulus checks will help his campaign even further. So do I think a second stimulus check is going to happen? I do. I'm about 98% sure it will happen. Again, there's still a 2% chance something happens, but 98% chance it will happen, and it's probably going to happen the last week of July. Now, let's address unemployment, because I know a lot of people are thinking, okay, I got 1 month left on unemployment, the $600 unemployment boost. What should I do? Should I expect it to get extended? What's going to happen? Now, here's what we know. Trump doesn't like incentivizing people to not work. Now, and I get it. You're not trying to not work. You want to work. The problem is there's no job out there for you. And I get it. Okay? He stated it makes more sense to give money to people who want to work. Now, even though he stated that, and that's probably are his feelings, I have a feeling that is not exactly how he should have stated that, because just because people are not working and they're on unemployment doesn't mean that they do not want to go back to work. It just means their job is not there. They're not safe. There's a reason why they are on unemployment. It's not because they just want to sit back and collect the $600. Some people, yes, that is true. However, that's not every single person out there. Now, in the next couple of weeks, Trump will release a statement over the next couple of weeks regarding minimum wage. Now, I thought this was a little bit interesting why he's talking about minimum wage right now. And I think the reason why is because he is going to include some type of minimum wage boost to go along with a stimulus check. So the stimulus plan that he has in place is going to be some type of tax payroll or tax cut payroll. It's going to be a stimulus check, and I think it's going to be some type of increase in your hourly pay. So all that stuff, and I know we've talked about this before, the back to work bonus, I think that's what he's referring to as a back to work bonus. Is the more hours you work and the more you go to work, the more you're going to get paid, right? So that's the back to work bonus, in my opinion. I think that's what he's going to do. But again, we'll have to wait and see over the next couple of weeks. In regards to the unemployment benefits, there has been a bill that was proposed just the other day. It's called the American Workforce Rescue Act. It's a new bill. It was put forth, introduced by Democrat Charles Schumer. We've talked about him here on this channel before. Now, this is a new $600 weekly unemployment bonus. Now, the cool thing about this is it works in conjunction with the unemployment rate, okay, across the United States. So here's how it would work, okay? This would extend $600 per week unemployment benefits for and the U.S. economy has to have a 3-month average of unemployment above 11%. Once it falls below 11%, and as of this morning, it was 11.1%. That was monthly. We want a 3-month average. So for every 1% that the U.S. unemployment rate falls below 11%, your weekly unemployment bonus would drop $100. And this would go on until we reach 5%. At that point, your bonus would cut off. You just have your local unemployment. You didn't have no federal unemployment boost. And so I think the American Welfare Rescue Act is a good option. I think it's a good idea. However, it still has some work to do. Now, let's talk about the stimulus package updates and what we're going to see over the next week or two. I think next week, so the week following the 4th of July, I think we're going to see a lot more updates. I think we're going to get a lot more information from some people from the Senate. I think Donald Trump is going to come out and not just clarify and confirm stuff. I think he's actually going to come out and do a hard confirmation that yes, not just he wants a second stimulus check, we will get a second stimulus check. When will we get it? It's probably the end of July, early part of August. Now, do I think we're going to hear more about this next stimulus package over the next couple of weeks? I do. I think we're going to hear a lot of new chatter. But also what happens, this is something that you need to be aware of, is when the Senate goes on recess, which back when the Senate was on recess, that was when they put together the HEROES Act, which was passed through the House. Now we just have to get it passed through the Senate. Now here's what we need to understand, is the senators, the people that actually put these bills together, propose these bills. These are the people that, maybe in their spare time after the holiday, they are going to go back into the office and they're going to write a new bill. They're going to come up with a new idea. And so over the next week or two, we're going to see a lot more of ideas put forth. And I think that's good, but it is bad for one group of people, and I'm explaining that in a second. So what you need to remember is just because the Senate goes on break, it doesn't mean they actually go on holiday and they go on vacation for the next 2 weeks. A lot of them go back to their states. They work with the public and all this other stuff. So they are hopefully working, but again, we just don't know. And what else you need to remember is just because there's a new bill, there's a new proposal, doesn't mean it's going to be approved. This is just a proposal. It still has to go through the House, still has to go through the Senate, okay? Or actually at this point, it really just needs to go through the Senate and get signed by Donald Trump, okay? The House probably will confirm and pass whatever else gets put in front of them in most cases. So, this morning, the jobs report came out. And last month, so the month of May, we had a U.S. unemployment rate of 13.3%, which was pretty high. Now, this morning, the new unemployment rate came out. It said it was 11.1%. We dropped 2.2%. That's really good. But here's the problem with that number, is that number accounts for all of June. So all the first 3 weeks of June when things were great, and the last week when things were very bad. So here's what I think is going to happen. This number I don't think is right. I think we're closer to 12, the upper 12%. And I say this because over the last week, multiple states have shut down retail shops. They've shut down theaters, bars, restaurants, okay? Just any type of fun activities have been shut down, especially when it comes to Florida, Texas, Arizona, and California. So because of that, I don't think this number is right. However, it's a good starting point. I think what's going to happen is we're going to see a lot of new bills proposed because of this number. I think some people are going to come out and say that they don't feel this number is right, and I bet you that's going to happen in the next couple of days, but we'll just have to wait and see. But this number, it does hurt one group of people. Let's talk about essential workers and their hazard pay. Now, Senate Republicans are still in favor of the $450 back to work bonus. Remember what I talked about just a little bit ago. I think Donald Trump is trying to put together some type of bonus, some type of payroll increase where your minimum wage gets pushed up. And I think that's going to happen. That would be part of the essential workers bonus. Now, the problem with the hazard pay and essential workers and paying the heroes is that who would we classify as the heroes? Who would we classify as essential? Would a janitor be essential? Would a receptionist be essential? Would a teacher, a doctor, a firefighter, a police officer, would they all be essential? Would a sanitation worker be essential? This is what would have to be cleared up. So I think Donald Trump stated he wants it to be very easy. He wants it to be something where, all right, this group of people gets money. All right, give them money. He doesn't want it to be complicated. And to do something like this with essential workers, I think would be extremely complicated unless you said anybody working through this pandemic gets the $13 per hour bonus. And that's actually what's on the table right now. That's what's in the HEROES Act, is you can get up to $10,000 with hazard pay because you're going to be getting $13 per hour that you've worked. Now this is a big bonus. And it would be $5,000 for the people that make a lot more. So people that make over $200,000 per year. Now, Trump wants a larger stimulus check, which is, in my opinion, the only fair way to give people money across the board. But in addition to the stimulus check, I think there needs to be something for essential workers. I don't know what it could be. I don't know how they would do it, but there needs to be something. It needs to be clear. And so I think over the next few weeks, or actually over the next week or two, I think we will see a better idea of what the Senate, Republicans, and also the Democrats are thinking. We've already got the proposal from the Democrats, and it was a great proposal. I think it's a great starting point, but we need to get more clarity as to who would actually get these checks. So again, essential workers, you're doing everything you can, and we obviously thank you for that, but you obviously need to get paid for it. Now, one thing I see will happen is more proposals are going to come out, are going to be written. And here's the problem: if more proposals are written, I think what's going to happen, Mitch McConnell from the Senate is going to look at all these proposals and he's going to slightly disregard the HEROES Act. And if that happens, the HEROES Act is the one bill that has essential workers kind of in the front of it, saying, hey, we need to get money to these people. So because of that, I think the more bills that are proposed, it's going to be worse off for you essential workers. So I'm hoping I'm wrong, but it's still a possibility. Now, there's going to be a lot of stuff that happens over the next couple of weeks, so I'm going to try to do my best to get you those updates as well. I'm going to try to get you some updates on getting rental assistance from certain states, certain counties, certain cities. I'm going to get you that as well. Also going to look at more ways to show you how to make money, because I know a lot of people really like that. They really like the ways that I show you how to make money, whether it's very simple, maybe it's more advanced and somewhat complicated. I'm going to walk you through those processes. So yeah, the last thing I ask you to do, if you're enjoying these stimulus check updates, like always, make sure you smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Make sure you come back, watch my video tomorrow, watch my videos that I did yesterday and the day before, so you get all the information. Again, if you have any questions whatsoever, ask your questions down in the comment section below. Thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.